Hello, welcome to GlitchedSuccess, where we are sending our players through Magical College.
Yay.
Playing D&D. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
It's been a minute since we've streamed. We've had some difficulties, work getting in the way, life getting in the way, and we're still actually missing one of our players because work and a back injury. So we're all hoping Chris, Sylan, Drock can rejoin us soon. I don't really have any real announcements to make. We don't have a sponsor or anything. We're just here. So there'll be no ad reads.
We're sponsored by Fun.
We're sponsored by Fun. Does anyone want to do an ad read for Fun?
Fun. It's fun. You should have some.
Yes. Yes, I would highly recommend. That said, yeah, we don't really have any announcements. We other than, look for some short form content on the channel soon-ish.
Trademark.
Mm-hmm.
Soonish. Trademark.
Yes.
Definitely be after war.
Yeah. When we've got the time to get together and do things.
Yes.
That those times that occur sometimes.
Do you know how that works? You put it on the calendar, and then you remind people a week beforehand. And
Well, we set the stream to take place once a month, and yet we still don't end up consistently being able to actually do it because
Explosions.
yes, I need you to come in and work. I need this and that and the other thing. Capitalism. It kills. Kills fun.
It kills fun, right?
Yes.
Capitalism.
Fun does not like capitalism.
Fun does not like capitalism.
Unless you're rich.
Unless you're rich, then yes,
You
then
have
you
all
make
the
your
fun.
own fun. Right. Well, that's none of us here. Anyway.
Yeah.
When last we met our adventurers, students, it was 2 months ago in real time, I think, or is it 3?
Yep. 2 months.
2 months real time. But you guys had, unbeknownst to you, started your Abjuration and You coursework today, as the teacher sent some constructs to test your ability to defend yourself.
Great class.
Great class.
We technically pass.
Yeah.
Like you're not dead? That's passing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
We won. We didn't lose.
it's something that was told to you guys is that the courses here don't grade on an A, on a pass-fail basis.
Mm-hmm.
It's whether or not you learn anything. And, they'll give you examinations in order for you to understand what you know. But they don't pass you. They don't fail you in the course. It's just at the end of the year when you do the trials, you either live because you passed or you die because you didn't.
It's a liberal arts college.
System, because she does like the assurance of a solid liar.
Uh-huh.
I like
It's going to be an
I
adjustment.
I can write an A for you if you want.
Oh, I forgot there's a nasty storm rolling in.
Okay. So, yeah. Me jumping, that's because there was some thunder outside just now that scared the bejesus out of my PTSD brain. Anyway.
So it's a dark and stormy night.
So, sorry about that. You guys had explored into the campus administration building where you found your way to the doctor. Found that they were really busy with other students who didn't do as well on their Abjuration coursework.
Makes us feel better.
And then you found your way to the cafe on campus, Nori's Nook.
It's a nice place.
It is a clean, not so well lit place. Pleasant though. And it's about midday. you guys had an encounter with a warforged that was shouting at the bartender, but she was humoring them, until suddenly they acted confused and not sure why they were there and wandered out. And you noted that while they were angry, their eyes had this red glow to them. And while they were confused, that glow went away.
Just weird for. I don't think a Warforged's eyes are normally that color. Also, why would a Warforged be upset about not being served at a bar? I don't think they eat.
I don't know, but that's how I act before I get my coffee. Like, I'm definitely in a hot rage, and then I'm like, and I'll wander off afterwards.
Do Warforged use drugs?
I don't even know. I'm just doing a line of WD-40.
Consume anything. Except maybe like oil. Do they eat oil? Do Warforgeds eat oil? I don't know. I don't know much about Warforges.
Not food.
Right. So literally not on your menu.
Mm-mm.
Like, I don't.
Think they eat oil?
I feel like I should probably know a little more, just because I have my leg, which is like clockwork mechanical like that.
Do you have to oil your leg?
I yes.
Then they need oil.
What?
And then you need oil.
Mm.
Well, what about the gears inside?
Oh, you know what?
They
You
probably.
know what? That's a good. That's an interesting idea.
I mean, it's food adjacent, so
Right.
one of us will probably know something about it. More of a drink, I guess. So
Yeah.
my forte.
So the room you're standing in, there is the soft red glow of lamps that are lit and hanging from the from posts or from the ceiling, and there are some tables, but mainly what you see is around the edges, instead of booths like you might have at some places where you can buy food. You know, you got those seating booths. What you actually got is little comfortable nooks.
Ooh. I think that one made me weird.
Can we all fit in a nook?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I'm like fairly sizable people.
But
Some of us.
there can be tables near the nook. That's but it's basically a bench with with cushions and a light next to a window where you can sit and read comfortably.
Oh, it's Sofria's new favorite place.
And at the moment, the atmosphere is pretty quiet. There are actually a couple of people reading. And the bartender, hang on.
I was worried that there wasn't a description of a bar. And then those words came out, and I like, Tjur's good.
Sorry, a gnome. Now it's typically hard to tell how old a gnome is, but she doesn't look young. Kind of a graying red hair. And you can tell by the body proportions she's a gnome, but she's standing at the bar eye to eye with you. As you get closer, you find that there is a platform on the other side that she's standing on. And she says, "Welcome to Nori's Nook. Anything I can get for you?"
Do you have a
Food.
menu?
Food?
Yeah, sure. We don't have lots of different food options. There's what's for lunch and then there's what's for dinner. But for lunch today, we've got some delightful sandwiches.
Ooh.
Korth has heard about sandwiches.
Uh-huh.
Korth likes sandwiches.
How many sandwiches do you have? Because
As many as you like.
Oh boy.
It's a roasted turkey sandwich today.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
is this included
Have you never
in
had
tuition?
Well, no.
Maybe.
It's a bird.
Korth likes birds.
This is not the campus cafeteria. It is a cafe.
No.
But it's a very reasonable price, I think.
Okay, so when they said as many as you want, what
Many
they
as you
meant
can
was
afford.
as many as you can afford.
Korth starts digging through it.
I saw how excited you got, and I was like, let's figure this out.
Oh no, it's only
Oh.
it'd
Korth's got money.
only be about 2 copper each.
Oh.
You have no idea how much he can put away.
And save for later.
Korth will start with 5 sandwiches and puts down a silver piece.
2, please.
All right. And a drink.
Please.
Whoa. Do you have coffee?
We do have coffee.
Tjur.
Hmm.
With this good drink to go with turkey sandwich.
Hmm.
And beer is always solid.
Bottle water, please.
It's lunch. Mimosas.
It is mimosa.
Oh, well, that is a concoction with orange juice and a clear alcohol.
It's a sparkling wine.
Yes, and
Lovely.
sparkling wine. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of something else. The sparkling wine. That's right.
I will try one.
Why not? Me too.
All right.
I'll take your strongest coffee.
Yeah. Okay.
Finish.
And a sandwich, please.
All right.
My
so
strongest
that-
coffee she needs with whiskey.
Really? Is that right? Okay.
Cheers. Good.
All right. So that'll be, let's see, 5 for you, and you wanted
A couple sandwiches.
couple sandwiches. We have vegetarian options as well, if that matters for anyone.
Nah.
Thank you.
Okay. But yeah, so a couple sandwiches for you, and you just wanted one
And a mimosa.
and a mimosa. Okay. 4 mimosas, 7, 8, 9 sandwiches. So let's say
I put the gold piece down.
okay, and she will make change for you. It's going to
You can keep the change.
Does he have
oh,
tip jar?
well, that's generous of you. Thank you.
Tip. What is tip?
You should always take your word staff.
Anyway,
This is in this realm. You have to tip your wait staff. And the better service they provide and the better the quality of the things, the more you tip them. It's how you say appreciate them.
How does this turkey sandwich taste? Since Korth doesn't really smell.
You have a seasoning touch to it.
Oops, that's one.
I'm just saying.
so it takes a little while before they come out.
Okay.
But when they do, it is kind of a cold cut sandwich. But it is well seasoned turkey, and not terrible, but just average fare.
Not terrible, but average fit.
Mm-hmm.
Korth will
Which is
walk up to the counter,
uh-huh.
which is probably average fare for Korth is probably pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Korth will walk up to the counter and go, "I hear you take tips."
Well, I'm not going to turn it down.
Korth hands over a gold piece.
Oh, well, thank you. You're welcome here anytime. And and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
See, this is how you get better service in the future. We're going to be back here all year.
I don't think I recognize you guys. Are you first years?
All right.
Second.
Second year?
Well,
Oh.
first year here.
Exchange
Right,
students.
yes.
Oh, you're the exchange students.
Can I
We came from Strixhaven.
to interrupt briefly, severe thunderstorm warning, so that you know they're expecting up to an inch size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So just so you know that there may be power outages and things here currently.
That would be the thing to do on the one night.
On the one day we
in,
can get together.
in 2 months when we could get together. That would be the thing to do. It's to have the power go out.
Here's hoping it won't.
Right, knock on wood.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Okay. Anyway. So yeah, you're the exchange students from Strixhaven.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, welcome to Archaia Academy.
Thank you. Actually, we didn't catch your name.
I'm Vinori.
That is beautiful.
Nori.
Hence the name of the place.
Vinori's Nook.
Look at you. Look at you. I'm like, it's so, I was so distracted by how pretty it was. I was like, oh yeah.
So yeah, you guys probably don't know too many things about the campus then?
Not yet.
The hot springs are painful as Korth digs a shard of glass up underneath the scale.
What was told to us during our introduction when we got here.
Yeah, which was mostly sign this pamphlet, and if you don't, you can't come here.
Oh yeah, the whole mage thing.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
What is this?
Yeah, that was kind of.
Oh well, so it's a recent thing. A few months ago, they formed this agency that's supposed to oversee magic in these realms. Apparently, there had been a few too many catastrophes taking place, and they decided to crack down on it.
How much does it affect your day-to-day here on campus?
Very little, actually.
Okay.
There haven't been any mage agents. We're not sure what quite to call them yet. Magents. There haven't been any magents coming to this campus.
But they're not quite a lot. I think it's they technically don't have jurisdiction.
Well,
But
aren't they saying that they've given themselves jurisdiction? That sounds like bureaucratic bullshit, which just sets my fucking my hair
it
up.
sounds like the higher ups are enough for the college are playing nice.
So, magents don't really have jurisdiction on campus here. But if you happen to go into the city,
Yep.
be on your
Okay.
best behaviors.
Yeah,
Always.
Yes. No fires.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
fires, no enchanting people against their will.
be careful with my fire rune.
I know.
Oh well.
But you can enchant them if they're willing.
I mean, what you and a consenting adult do together is not my business.
That's what I was asking.
Is enlarge, reduce, and enchantment.
I'm pretty sure that's a transfiguration.
Okay.
Because if you're changing something,
Look, this is not my forte.
I thought
a
the
little bit
weed
of reading.
just governed itself.
Yes, well, the weave has its ways of working, but whether or not you kill something is agnostic to the weave.
Well, yes.
But the government has something to say about that.
Well, I mean, if something tries to hurt Korth kills it. It's plain and simple, yes? Self-defense, I think they call it.
But there's a whole thing in there about reciprocal damages and having to pay for things, and you have to be able to prove that the other one started
That's
it.
right. If you
and,
break it, you bought it.
I have a whole section of notes in here that I
Mhm.
made when Bob was giving us instructions. And I was like, we're going to have to sit here one day and come up with loopholes.
Right?
Is that a class code?
What do you?
Loophole, you say?
Mhm.
Class going.
Really well. Just it depends on who you are. It's all a matter of perception.
Right then.
Korth will take sandwiches and find sunny spot in Nook. Just grab all the sandwiches. All of the sandwiches, not just Korth. All the sandwiches. And then kind of,
As
well,
you're
then come. And Korth will teeter off to the.
as you're new to campus, if you're interested, she's speaking to whichever of you is still at the bar. If you're interested, we've got a board on the wall over there by the door where there are what the school administration calls work-study opportunities.
Oh, boy, that sounds like a euphemism. Yeah. Here, go and collect these 12 roots
Do
in
you
the
get
forest.
paid for the work study program?
Yes.
Minimum wage?
I mean, for some of them, it's not ever minimum. I don't think
Okay.
there technically is a minimum, but
Oh, great.
one of them is to be an assistant here because I am in need of some kitchen staff. But
Do we get discounts on coffee?
yeah,
You work really fast.
Kitchen staff.
yes,
You need cook.
hmm
Korth can cook.
yeah.
That's
Right.
great.
Right now, we've only got one cook, and our last one graduated. They were kind of brilliant, but right now it's it's my son. He's back there slapping sandwiches together. He doesn't really know much about cooking.
Great cook. He makes this thing called a gumbo. Apparently, I can't taste it right, but it's very, very delicious.
A gumball?
Mhm.
What did you call
Gumbo.
gumbo?
Oh,
Gumbo.
Gumbo
Oh.
is a swamp specialty.
I apparently can't really properly appreciate it, but it was delicious regardless.
I swear he dumps the entire packet of seasoning in it, like his whole bag. It's the best thing you've ever had. But don't try to identify things.
The-
Just eat it.
The owl can't taste heat.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Most unfortunate.
That's I don't know. That's like a good thing or a bad thing. Like
Really good.
because
Mhm.
there are students who like to eat spicy things as
Challenges?
challenges or competitions.
Oh man, you could hustle them so bad.
But you gotta pretend that it's hot.
I can do that.
Yeah. We're just gonna do it's gonna be LARPing. A LARP taste happen against people for money.
But yeah. So one of those posted up there is that I need to cook. Another one, there's always opportunities for tutors to tutor.
That's gonna be one for you.
And then
I mean,
occasionally,
I believe that I have the best grades coming into this place.
I can't argue that, despite the fact that I very much want to.
Mhm. And then, of course, the groundskeeper sometimes puts bounties on some creatures in the woods.
Ooh. It's fun.
Do we get to keep creatures?
I think no. I think the idea is that they are taken out of the campus.
Well, bounty, as in
Well, some of them.
okay.
Depends on the creature,
So if we then we keep, yes.
I suppose.
Or maybe we just set up a cook station for you outside of the campus.
I don't know all the details myself. You'd probably have to talk to the groundskeeper. I just know that there are, I guess, populations of some magical creatures on the campus from times when people did experimentations, open portals to the Feywild.
Oh.
Great. Those ones are going to be real fun to play with.
There was a whole marching band out there that summoned all kinds of crazy stuff a couple years ago.
You can change their instruments and then play something.
They animated some trees, and it was a whole big thing.
That's it's so
Yeah.
good.
Korth has heard of bands. They stand on stage, yes?
Yes.
Not this type. This type does that, but they walk
they march.
at the same time.
Uh,
Usually in patterns. They can be very.
They play
In
drums and horns while they march.
This would be.
this form of magic?
Yes, according to most people, because that's how music hits a lot of us. But what is the name of your? Oh, the version of the game here that you can play now, because it's not the same.
Oh,
Thunderball.
Not here.
oh, Thunderball.
So you'll probably see them in a Thunderball game. They
Oh.
use them to like get everybody really pumped up in the stands.
Enchantment magic. But it's illegal, yes?
Mm.
No.
It's kind of a charisma based thing.
Uh-huh.
I guess how much you're affected by it is up to you.
Well, it would be up to whomever's trying to prosecute that to prove that actual magic happened.
Mm. Did you hear that little loophole chuckle over there in the corner?
And besides which, there's no mages on campus.
Currently, that we know.
Korth will keep eyes open. By the way, the minute he says that, both eyes go in different directions.
It's so disconcerting when you do that. I avert my gaze.
And then somebody turns her head, does the 360 thing with her head.
The two of you. Awesome. Do you happen to know the groundskeeper's name and where they have their office, or where we could locate them? Because we're always up for practicing what we learn in class.
You'd be looking for groundskeeper Shenik, a very gentle centaur.
Ooh.
Wait, you used 2 words. Those go together?
I mean,
Yes.
Centaurs normally not.
Don't be specious.
He's
I've never met a. I don't think I've really met a centaur before, so I can't say.
Korth family get chased by centaurs once. There's no gentle about centaurs.
Oh,
no, maybe not the ones you've known, but I assure you, Shenik is probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
I'm going to say nice and gentle are not synonymous.
really?
Korth will try. Korth is here to try new things in college, so Korth will try.
And if it pisses you off, just bite him.
Bite him, Korth.
He's
You know
not
what
by the
centaurs taste
administration.
like?
Yes,
Okay.
he's stringy.
He's got
Well, bottom half stringy. Top half guy.
he's got a home on the grounds not far from here, but he's hardly ever in it. You'll almost always find him moving about the grounds doing this or that.
I figured that might be the case.
So just look for a centaur wearing a sweater vest. That'll be him.
Can't be mean and wear a sweater vest. It's like against the rules. Pretty sure.
Is true centaurs sleep standing up?
I don't know, but we can ask him.
So should we go try and find him? See what if we
Sandwich first!
Oh yeah. Definitely
keep him with-
need to get
It's-
happening. I need to arrange times in which I can probably do like 2 shifts a week. Serving beverages,
Oh, sure.
depending on
Korth can cook.
what classes are.
And I'll have to teach you how to make some of my special cocktails.
Oh yes. Sure, I got you. Look.
Oh boy.
Korth will cook when Korth can cook. Korth will come back with the schedule. This new thing to Korth.
Right. All right. Well, assuming you make the hours, pay is going to be 2 gold per week.
That's my closest connection.
It's no gold, lots of monies.
I mean, it's not lots of money. You gave a gold earlier as a really big tip to get future good services. So, I mean, that's pretty standard. If you put in like 2 shifts a week or so. Like, that will keep you in sandwiches.
Ooh. Of course, likes wage. Yes,
Mhm.
wage sounds good. Can Korth add free food when Korth works?
Yeah, sure. There's always enough to go around. Just don't eat me out of house and inn.
You have entertainment here.
Sometimes.
Let me know when you need entertainment.
Oh yeah, I mean you're welcome to play anytime. And if you're somebody who likes reading, don't worry. When you go into one of the nooks, there's a rune you can touch on the wall next to the window that will cast silence around you.
Oh, that's
Oh.
lovely.
Oh, one last thing. How is sunlight in nooks?
Well, depending on the time of day, but almost always there's at least one of them that's got sun coming in on it.
Korth can glance around, find the one with sunlight streaming through.
Mm-hmm.
Is there someone sitting there?
No.
Korth will walk over to that nook,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like do the death donut thing,
Right.
and just proceed to munch sandwich and sip on his mimosa, which he does not like. The bubbles.
Best part of a mimosa.
Korth is like, like just tongue lolling out.
Hold on. Lord. Look. I'll shake it so all the fizz comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet, but better.
Everyone else is getting jobs. Oh, tutoring board. Maybe there's something.
Alright.
I mean, I'm not very. I'm only a second year.
If you go up to look at the board, you see that you can go see the bursar if you want to sign up to tutor students. That typically pays about 4 gold per week. Actually, not the bursar. You're supposed to go see Professor Spurnlock.
Maybe.
Korth's
I
a
mean,
terrible tutor.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know what classes I'd be good for tutoring
You'll
in.
eat more sandwiches than that.
Oh.
I will take down that information.
That said, the information that the groundskeeper has on the board right now mentions should you encounter any abjuration, those are worth 200 gold. Kill only
Noting that down.
for any aberration.
Ooh.
Any,
Nice.
any aberrations are 200 gold per death.
Yes.
A lot. That's
It's described that there is a colony of meanlocks that has infested part of the forest. That's a fey creature of some kind or another.
Oh, can I roll for that? Because I'm from the Feywild.
Go ahead and roll, I guess, a nature or arcana.
Oh yeah, I'll take
Just
Arcana. That's
up here.
a +5. That's garbage. That's a 13.
13.
So close to a 20.
What you know about them is that, well, first of all, they don't belong here. They look rather vile, insectoid. They typically feed off of terror,
Oh, okay.
and they are mildly psychic.
Oh, that's creepy.
Insectoid?
That's
Big bugs.
Like cockroach or grasshopper?
Beetle.
Yeah, more like beetle-like, I would guess.
Think we should go do this one?
What? Oh, let's see what else they have.
And the meanlocks are worth 50 gold per creature. Also kill only. And then the last one is for a pair of displacer beasts that seems to be loose in the woods. They're worth 50 gold each, or 100 if you capture them safely and return, and so they can be returned to the Fae.
Those cat things that cause illusions.
Oh, this thing? Yeah.
Yeah, you know what a displacer beast is.
You know, it'd be fun.
Not capturing those.
What if you had them as pets, though?
Hey, you see this?
What? Shippies that took your leg?
Yeah. If you want to take it alive, I would like to be like over there. I'll do ranged attacks from a tree.
Do we have way of taking creatures not dead?
I don't know.
You could trap them.
Even would begin to get a distance. First of all, they screw with your like.
What if you had the big box?
Their whole thing is that like they look like they're here, but they're not.
Perfect. They'll still work. I've got the plan. You get a big box, right? With a stick. And then you put the fish. Yes, you put the fish in it. If the fish suddenly just lifts up out of the air, you know the displacer beast is right there. You pull the string attached to the stick.
What keeps cat inside box?
It will be a heavy box.
Gravity.
I think one of my
Where do we find
mom's,
box?
my mother's friends had
Sure, we can
displacer beasts.
buy a box. Make a
Well, why would we could do the other one, the mean locks?
What
cursing?
the displacer beasts are going to take a lot of planning,
Okay.
and we're probably going to have to stake things out in the area and come up with something because, like,
We're still a little rough from this morning.
yeah, and we just got here.
Well, let's spend some time and relax, i.e., short rest. Dead.
I would say you've already been relaxing in Nori's Nook long enough to gain a short rest.
Oh, thanks, sweet baby Jesus.
I gotta say, so 50 GP each dead or total dead?
Each dead.
Okay, or 100 each alive?
For the displacer beasts.
Right. Because otherwise, if it's 100 total alive, it's the same as killing both of
It's
them.
100 each
Okay.
alive.
All right. Let's.
Bless him.
Did the curtain sneeze?
That's what that's a curtain of the dog.
Got all my runes back.
Like they should go home so they're not here.
Well, like, as long as we're resting, we can take some time and plan out how do we want to approach that one. If we want to.
I think we should do some research. That is your forte. I think
Research
we need
is our
to.
forte.
Yeah, like we should really look into that before we decide to get just a box.
What's wrong with a box?
There's nothing wrong with a box. I just want to have more information than I know from going and running.
It's like it's place a box. Let it work its magic. They look like cats, right?
I swear to God, if that worked, we'll put the box face up.
Yeah.
And
If
just,
it fits, if I fits,
then we rush in and nail the top on it.
You could rush in
Yeah.
and nail the top one.
Yeah. I'm very fast.
Okay.
swoop down from above. Oh, silent.
What are they gonna do? Take my other leg?
Yes. Or an arm.
Yes.
Or a head.
You know.
Swoop in from above. I mean, they wouldn't be able to hear me. I mean, you guys have never heard me. You wouldn't hear me.
I've heard you.
Yes.
I've heard it.
I'm silent.
Not always.
But deadly.
Well, that's not because I'm purposely making noise, like I'm screaming in rage.
Right.
Have you ever heard me like hunting swoop?
Not yet. See, that's it.
I've never seen you hunt anything.
I haven't had the need to.
Ah, I see.
Oh, and I swoop.
The bird thinks she's quiet, but
In
she
all-
doesn't hunt.
In all fairness, she's really quiet, and she goes out of her way not to startle things.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, okay. All right. I'm gonna say we start with the mean locks. Does anybody else know anything about them? Because
Can I do a check?
they're big bugs.
You can make a nature or arcana check.
And
Although
they have some psychic abilities.
it's a higher DC for you since you're not from the Feywild.
Either or it's going to be a +3.
Plus, I'm gonna roll a 13.
Mm-hmm.
Dezlan.
9. No.
Yeah, no, there isn't much that you know about Meanlocks other than what Dezlan just told you.
Do you say there was a swarm of 5 of them?
Yes.
A colony, I
colony.
believe it says.
Would I happen to know generally what a colony would consist of? Are we talking like hundreds or thousands?
Well, if it were that size of a colony, there wouldn't be classes taking place on this campus.
Okay. A recent infestation, perhaps.
Let's go bug hunting.
Hey,
Wait,
Peter, since we're resting,
Yeah.
you wouldn't haven't had that song, would you?
you want me to play music for you while we
Ah.
eat?
You know, it's something restful.
Well, it's digest.
While we're resting to help with digestion.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. In fact, let me tell you a tale afterwards.
Okay.
So, everybody gets an extra 3 HP if they spend a hit dice.
I am
And
fully healed.
after listening to Tjur's story, you will get 8 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Was that inspiring leader, or is
That's
that
right.
or is something else?
Oh, inspiring leader.
Nice. What story do you tell them?
Tell them story of brave bird. Yes,
Brave bird,
yes. There's a bird, a knighted bird,
a knighted bird.
and his triumphs and whatnot.
Brave Sir Robin.
Are we talking
That's
about?
right, brave.
Are we talking about an Eric
Yes.
Kokra?
Yes.
Bravely ran away.
Sir Robin. Sir Robin.
All right then. That's worth 8 temporary hit points.
I concur.
All right. So, well, before you go off into the woods looking for meanlocks, the notice does say to talk to the groundskeeper first.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get
What if
some
they're
more
all dead?
information.
What if they're already all dead?
Then there wouldn't still be on the board. I feel like centaurs are really organized. He would have already taken it down.
What if they just did it?
Then we'll already be too late.
Right.
And if I can talk to him and get like
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't go talk to him. That's why we should go talk to him, in case it was already thought.
get some more information, like I'm not sure if they have an underground hive, and if they do, then maybe we can get something and just pour it down there and kill them. Or if we're gonna have to go in there and fight them one-on-one.
Wait, no, you talk about pour poison down the ground? It's a bad idea. Kill plants.
I'm the groundskeeper.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We could pour acid.
We'll kill plants.
Why do you care about the plants so much, Korth?
This druid. All about balance of nature.
Oh,
It's also like
his food,
the thing
his
that he
food
would be
eats.
eating.
Right.
His food eats the plants. So
Yes. Balance of nature,
I
circle of life. They eat plants, I eat them, I make poop, plants eat poop. All circles, see? Good. Let's go.
Kill the plants, kill Korth's food.
which means that Korth dies.
Well, that's sad. Okay, let's not do that. Okay, please. No, because I don't think they're gonna give us another weird ass roommate. No, I'm not dealing with that shit right now.
Mhm.
At least it smells like spices in our room currently, and I would take that.
Oh, nice.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
By the way, while Korth was eating a sandwich, he's putting like rosemary on every sandwich. He's like pulling out stems of rosemary, and he's like,
It's a pretty big improvement.
For a nice quick lunch.
Korth also sprinkle some rosemary on yours.
Oh,
Rude.
she'll also do
right here.
suddenly the sandwich will taste delicious, and she'll do that owl thing where she's just like,
Ev, could you warn us? Like,
How do you think Korth eats?
I know you hurt my gaze. You do that every time.
It's like sprinkle of rosemary.
It's not that you have to avert your gaze. You're already not facing because otherwise you just like the breath.
All right, so campus is pretty big. Do we divide and conquer, or do we just?
We have classes today,
No.
You have classes tomorrow.
tomorrow.
All right, so
I'd like to go to my classes. I don't want to miss my classes on my first day.
I mean,
you're gonna be fine. We have like the whole rest of the day. Just
Groundskeeper, yes?
yeah.
Let's find. Let's walk around the grounds.
Do you have an idea of where to start? Because he can cover way more ground as a centaur than we are.
Korth is going to sigh heavily.
why don't we just send
And
the
then-
Alan to find it?
You can cover way more ground than a centaur.
That's true. Or even if you just go up and get like a good line of sight.
As we walk outside and someone says, "Be right back."
It's
Just
really
flies up
fun
in the air.
wearing a sweater vest.
Make a perception check with advantage.
She's better than
Ooh.
turning into a warm-blooded creature.
15.
All right, you fly up and you see people moving around all over campus, coming and going from the admin building, walking along the paths to their dormitories and stuff like that. That said, there is a central garden in the courtyard in front of the admin building, and there is a centaur there who seems to be tending the plants.
Safra will gesture down to everybody and point in the direction of the garden, and she'll start flying that way.
How does that? How does pointing and flying work at the same time?
Well, she's got her. Oh no, she's got her wings and she's got her arms. The wings are separate appendages.
Oh,
Are they really?
Yeah. They're separate appendages.
I'll have to check the. I'm pretty sure that's true. Pretty sure that's true.
oh,
Man, I have to-
yeah.
I'm gonna completely reimagine what you look like.
The Owlin artwork, or the Owlin source in
Yeah.
Strixhaven is just not really that fleshed out.
I mean, that's pretty beast.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Because how can I fly and fight at the same time?
Well, because you have talons. Usually, it's just like your arms are attached to the wings, so you could. That's
Yeah.
exactly the one that I was like, "Damn, that's bad."
Okay. Time to reimagine Sulfur because I was
Yeah.
expecting like legitimate owl that like wings.
Start making signals with the.
Flap, 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 flap.
She does this. She does this for LARPing. She'll use her wings to make motions with her arms.
Just
It's a habit that she picked up during LARPing to signal down to people, and she hasn't dropped it yet.
By the way, you're noting that though nobody has made an issue of it or seemed to be surprised to see you, you don't see any other Owlin on campus.
But that's how I picture her.
That's how I picture it.
Leah.
How?
I know she's so cute. So you can see.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
so-
that's.
So little.
I know there aren't any other Owlin that you've seen on campus so far, and
Are they native here?
you came from this world, but not from this continent.
So I feel a little bit.
This is the continent of they call it Paran. And this is the first time you've been here.
Were you coming back here on summer break? Back to this realm?
I did come back. I did go home for summer break.
Oh, I wasn't sure if your whole family relocated.
Your family lives on a continent far to the southwest of here.
They don't live here on Paran. We're from a continent southwest. It's far to the southwest. I'm just now kind of noticing, like, I think I'm the only Alan on this entire campus.
It's okay, you got us.
Yeah.
And where you're from, almost everybody is some kind of a shifter or owlin or
Turtle?
turtles, tabaxis.
Lots of animal races.
Yes.
So I'm not used to all the human, elf, dwarf, gnomes.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, look at our group.
Yeah.
Okay,
gee,
well.
It's God's keeper is this away.
All right.
Careful, take the lead
To
in
the
the air.
gardens?
To the gardens.
Yeah, but that little nugget's gonna dwell in Sophia's head for a while.
Mhm. All right. Well, so you find the central garden where there is a lovely willow tree. And although it is winter time, you guys are in the south, so it is somewhat dormant at the moment, but he seems to be getting the garden ready for whatever is going to be growing there come spring and summer.
How old does this willow tree look?
Make a nature check.
Yeah. 8.
It's a little bit hard to gauge. It's not very tall as trees go, but it does have a trunk that is well, you couldn't put your arms around it. You walk up on a centaur who is currently knelt down working in the garden. He's wearing gloves as he works. And indeed, he does have a sweater vest on as he's, but nothing else below on the horse side as he's working there in the garden. And as you approach him, he kind of looks up from what he's doing, blinks at you. He comes to his feet, his hooves rather, and from a pocket in the vest, he pulls out a pair of spectacles and puts them on. Oh, hello.
Oh, we're here to talk to you about one of the notices of the Nook.
Oh, you must be new students. I don't think I've ever met you before.
We're Americans.
Oh, well, I'm groundskeeper Shenik. I'm very happy to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
So you're here about the notices?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Specifically about what about the Mila?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes, that one.
yes. Dreadful creatures, very frightful. Can I get your names?
Korth.
Dezlan.
Dezlan,
Rhea.
Sophria, and
Tjur.
Tjur. Very nice to meet you all. If you don't mind my asking, where do you come from, Sophria? I don't think I've ever seen. I've seen Kenku before, but that's not what you are.
Oh, I'm an Owlin. I come. My family lives on the continent southeast of here, of Paran.
Okay.
Does the continent have a name?
It does. It's in my notes somewhere.
Okay.
I'll get back to you on
What's his name here?
Yeah, X name here. And he kind of thinks about that. He's like, oh, I'd heard that the sailors of Kronos had discovered land to the southwest, but didn't know that any of the people there had come up north. But it's great to have you here. You seem like a delightful person.
Thinking about there are no tabaxi or turtles or anything up here.
No, not really.
Stranger in a strange land.
You know what tabaxi and turtles are.
Right.
You've seen enough of them about. Especially being from Feywild, you know what those sorts of things are. I'm not. Where were you from on the continent of Piran? Or haven't worked that out?
The grasslands.
The grassland. Okay, so that would be north of Boxaran. You've heard of tabaxi. You've heard of turtles. The first time you ever saw a bird person was when you went to Strixhaven.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. Even the chef's gonna agree on that. All birds don't taste the same.
Right. So yes, you're
Never eaten an Allen.
Hey, whatever. I like to keep it that way. She's the only one here.
Neither have I.
It seems.
So you're interested in the mean ones.
Mostly because the other ones are displacer beasts, and
She's afraid of the displacer beast. They ate her leg.
yeah, they definitely ate my leg.
Oh,
But I feel like they're currently a bit out of our league, as we have just gotten here, and should have a better understanding and run of the place before we're running willy-nilly after displacer beasts.
I would say that the meanlocks are probably more dangerous than the displacer beasts, to be honest.
I mean, how many meanlocks are there?
As far as I can tell, there's a small colony of them, but I really want them dealt with before they get out of hand.
Define a small colony.
It's fine. Let's go.
Probably less than 10.
Oh, so bad?
How big are they?
Mean lock size.
Well, I'd say a little bit bigger than Sophria here.
It's fine.
Do you have any spells, Korth?
I've already been through that at least once.
Can you give us any sort of
Well, I can.
advice or
I can-
because all I know is that they feed off of terror and
Well, I could tell you about where to find them, but I'm a little. Pardon my hesitance, but are you sure you're up to it?
well, that depends on the information that you provide on potential weaknesses or any advice on tactics that would be useful.
Well,
I don't want to go rushing into things and lose additional limbs for the sake of 50.
The chances are real. I know your abjuration classes. That Warforged Professor 808, he can be pretty hard on students. But he at least takes care not to do permanent injury or to kill people.
Mean locks won't be as considerate.
The mean locks wouldn't be considerate like that, no. And they're not large. Like I say, they're just a little bit bigger than Sophria there.
Swarm tactics?
Yes. And they have an ability to teleport.
We should go after the displacer beasts.
They they have a supernatural ability to cause things to be fearful.
Oh dear.
And they've got a pair of very nasty claws. Pincers.
Poison or venomous or
Yes. Yeah, they do have a poison from their claws that can paralyze.
Oh,
Oh dear.
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right,
Maybe
so how about those displacers?
Let's go after those.
Can we get a little bit more info on that?
Oh well,
I didn't
it's
roll for that. So
that's a mated pair of beasts.
oh,
They're almost tame.
oh, yeah.
Well, so there was a student last year. They didn't make it through the trials, I'm afraid. So they didn't. Well, they survived the trials. Don't get me wrong. But they didn't pass the trials, and so they left the school afterwards. But they had been trying to raise them as a project, and unfortunately, they escaped into the woods. And I would like to return them to the Feywild where they belong. It would be my preference if they could be captured without harming them, but I know that displacer beasts can be quite vicious. So if you have to defend yourself, then it's understandable.
Do you have a recommendation on bait type besides Hassenpfeffer?
They are indiscriminate carnivores, but I believe these two in particular, if I remember, that Chandru used to feed them a roast chicken that he used to make that they really liked.
Chandru being
The student
Their
who was
student.
raising them, yes.
Go grab a couple of roast chickens and
I don't suppose you happen to know how they fed them? Like by hand or
From a distance, throwing the food to them.
and yet almost tame.
Mm-hmm.
almost.
yeah, go grab a couple of roast chickens and see if we can
Seasoned.
displacer beasts.
I think it was like seasoned with thyme and rosemary and sage.
Oh, my favorite San Fran fried chicken.
Okay, we need net.
You should get a
Do you have any idea how big of a net that would be?
get a box. Displacer beasts look like cats. Cats like boxes.
They are pretty deep in the woods. It's a big campus.
Net.
So something you probably want to do when you've got a day afterward to recover.
Oh, so maybe not today, but hey,
Okay, give
this
us a
is
week.
planning. This
Yeah.
is the planning day.
Planning stage. Let's not rush into this.
Mhm.
I
So
should probably tune up my leg first too.
maybe we should, yeah, we should get like a big fishing.
I only say it because I wouldn't want any of you to have to miss class being injured.
You know, some of us would drag ourselves there, still bleeding.
Yes, I would do that. I could be missing a wing, and I will drag myself to class. I will not miss class.
And some people who wouldn't even bother to go that day would still pass.
My young
And I'm not bitter.
I appreciate your tenacity and your eagerness, but do remember to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
All the magical learning in the world won't do you any good if you don't survive the course.
Remember that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my friends are. They. Here, take care of yourself. Sophia, drink this.
You should listen to your friends.
You're right.
Mhm.
Yeah, hustle.
You should listen to your friends.
I just imagine you having a hip flask
Mm-hmm.
all the
Mhm.
time, but that the hip flask is half the size of them. It's-
No.
It's like-
There's already an internet show in which a large flask was prominently featured. We don't need another one.
It's more of a wineskin.
Uh-huh.
At least it's not a gas can.
Yeah, exactly. Gas cans and giant flasks.
Yeah. The ever-growing flask.
Oh my god, do those exist?
Oh, yes.
And fill it with coffee.
We should get like a large fishing net. That way they're like lay it out in the woods, have a couple of roast chickens, and then wait for the display.
Well, I'm way faster than I used to be too, so if need be, I suppose I can be bait.
Oh, well, it was my distinct pleasure to meet all of you, but I need to get back to my work.
Of course. It's lovely meeting
Thank you so much for all of your time and attention. I very much appreciate it.
When you're ready to go, come back to me and I will I'll give you directions on where they were last seen.
Thank you very much.
Deep in the forest. All right. Ooh, one more thing. You said they were deep in the forest. Is there any sort of equipment that we would need, like special boots or things
You
in
got it,
order
Boris.
to get in there? Just since if we're going to have to put together the rest of our planning, we can get the stuff that we would need.
So the forest on that side of campus is somewhat of a natural preserve. And not only that, but a natural preserve where students have experimented or
Oh, dear.
Are we sure we want to do this on our first week here?
so
Yeah.
the forest itself is a little hazardous.
Yeah, we should definitely go in when we're fully rested and not
So
still aching from Professor 808's.
there's more than mean locks and displacer beasts in the forest. You'd want to be sure that you are equipped to be able to handle all kinds of terrain, and some of the terrain that might move.
Wait,
Like water?
No, imagine creeping vines that
Okay.
shift and change the forest paths.
Oh dear.
It's going to slow us down by at least 50%.
Mhm.
And whatever we run into. Okay. We have a week to prepare.
Okay.
That said, should you encounter any creatures, be it centaurs or minotaurs or any other intelligent creature, don't harm them unless they're on the list,
It's all
Or-
the abjurations, I think.
or unless they're an aberration.
Speaking of that, what do you require as proof of things being killed?
Well, I would say for the mean locks, if you can bring me back a claw or a head or
Left
something like
ear.
that. They don't have ears.
Tenai.
Right.
Left antenna.
Sure, some antenna.
So, the claws or that.
The displacer beasts, if you bring me like part of their tentacles, if the worst should happen to them.
Mhm.
I don't want to kill the cats.
Well, we're going to do the best we can to not.
I'm not going to kill the
That's
cats.
why we're gonna plan ahead of time.
And there's some things I might be able to help you with when it comes to capturing the displacer beasts.
Yes.
So actually, when you're ready, find me and we'll go to my my home where I can give you some equipment.
Is there a way to easily find you? I know you said this campus is very large, and it looks like you've got a lot of grounds to take care of.
Well, I'm not difficult to find. I typically talk to just about any student that passes my way. So ask anyone where they've seen me last, and usually they have an answer.
Okay.
Delightful.
Sounds good to me.
Well, I guess we go back to room, relax, make dinner, and sleep.
Those are nice. Sure, we can relax and we can plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, are there still library hours?
There are.
Okay, because I'm going to see if we can find some. Yeah, see if we can find some reference books on that.
Yeah. Whoa.
And we can just kind of relax in the room and see if Tjur would be willing to mix us up a solid drink and explore some ideas on capturing this laser beast.
Mm-hmm. All right. So you're going to go visit the library?
I'll come along.
Also, all right.
All right. As the library is actually within one of the buildings within this courtyard, and a fairly large columned structure, double door entrance. And as you go in, there is a desk where the librarian sits, and seated there, you see a human, probably. Green hair, put up in a bun, sitting at the desk reading a book. She looks towards you as you walk in, smiles, but then goes back to reading.
I hate to disrupt you while you're reading.
Oh no, don't worry. It's my job.
That doesn't mean it's not annoying when people interrupt you, especially if it happens all day while you're reading. I totally get it. I just wanted to find out, because we're new here, if you could point us in a reference section direction. We're looking for information on displacer beasts.
Oh, that'll be fey creatures. Yes, wild creatures of the fey. You're looking for well, there's a magical physiology section over there. No?
Oh,
No.
yeah. We definitely need magical physiology. It's not phys ed. I know.
It is phys ed.
Okay, well,
But that's not
it's gonna
either way.
It's gonna
This-
tell you how to wrestle with it, then.
Either way.
It'll be helpful.
I want
Right. Go straight down the aisle here ahead, and about 5 shelves down, make a right, and yeah, you're looking for the section on magical creatures.
Okay.
So much.
probably.
Enjoy your book. And so Safri will immediately go down start going down the aisle.
Would there be anything else in other sections, maybe dealing with their environments or strategies or tactics or actually, is there a book on the capturing and preservation of fey creatures and their relocation.
Ooh, very specific.
I know.
I don't think I've read one. Well, I can remember a lot of the books that are here. I have to shelve most of them.
Okay.
But-
Ooh, how about trapping techniques? Like hunting and trapping techniques of non-sentient creatures.
Probably be in about the same section. I can help you look if you like.
That would be fantastic. We just spoke to the groundskeeper and he's helping us out looking into the displacer beast.
Old Shennick.
Yeah. He was very sweet and we're really trying to find as much information as humanly possible before non-humanly possible before going frolicking off into the deep forest. So
Yeah, if you're going into the woods, it definitely pays to be prepared.
right. And so I am putting the health and well-being of my good leg in your capable hands.
All right. Well, let me give you a hand then. And she closes her book and she sets it aside.
Hi.
Yes.
I was wondering,
Yes.
is there a book here about how to raise Displacer Beast?
I've only known one person to try.
So it's been done before.
It has.
You should try to find out how to contact Chandler.
Oddly enough, I can show you exactly the books that that student checked out while they were researching it.
Okay.
He was here often. All right.
I'll put the box in
So-
our room.
She sets her book aside and begins to lead you to the section on magical creatures. Any of you can roll perception or investigation at advantage with her help.
Definitely gonna have to plus 3 for me.
This isn't our first skill check today, is it?
It is
No,
not.
it's you had a perception check earlier.
19, 20, 21.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
21.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
So I rolled a 20.
Meanwhile, Korth is like eating a turkey sandwich in the corner. Like,
With your librarian's help, you find yourselves several books on the topics of displacer beasts, care of them, raising of them, hunting of them,
all important.
Proper nutrition, all sorts of information about them. There's one particular book that covers more than just displacer beasts. It is actually a book on fey creatures in general. It's got some. She tells you that it's got good information in it about displacer beasts, but also it's a good resource if you are interested in other fey creatures as well.
Perfect. I definitely would like to check that one out.
All right.
What's the return policy here?
There is we ask that you bring the book back in about 2 weeks.
Perfect. Just long enough to study for a test.
Right.
All right.
Really particularly large tome.
And don't worry, if you don't bring it back, I'll find you.
I have no doubt. I will tell you from personal experience, and Safri can attest to this, there's no more terrifying creature than a librarian who cannot find their book.
We do not trifle with librarians.
You do. They know where everything is. And the condition it was last seen in, how to preserve it, and how to clean up the evidence.
You know, on my home continent, I remember there was a library I went to. It wasn't in my hometown. I was on a family trip. It was run by this orangutan
Mm-hmm.
type character, and he was very protective of his books. And I swear it was like he could like do some sort of magic, because I swear he could go like he could be a one at the library, heard a noise, and he'd be there like an instant. I swear he could teleport.
Really could.
But of course, if your 2 weeks ends and you need more time, just let me know and you can check it out again.
Pretty sure it's called Dusty Step when it comes to a librarian.
There's no dust in my library.
I have not seen any. It is spick and span.
It's a lovely place. I hate the smell.
Also, you're going to have to tell Sofria what the limit on books is, and maybe you do it by weight, because they will try to take, like...
Saga comes up with like 3 very large tomes.
I mean, there's a natural limit.
Now, do be careful.
Yes, of course.
Most of the books here are written by scribe.
Oh.
Printing is a thing that's still relatively new.
Absolutely. It maybe just 2 of these. I can go back later.
So I would prefer if you check out one at a time each. And if you return them without damage, then we can talk about maybe more.
Okay.
Sofria goes to put 11 books back.
At least she puts them back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And in the right place, and doesn't just put them in the, here, you put it back for me, bin. I'm not bitter.
Well, of course, you can read as many as you like while you're staying in the library.
Oh, I'll be here a lot reading.
Thinking of that, is there like a comfortable sitting area? Because she's about to move in.
Yes, there's actually a reading area around the corner that way.
Ooh.
And also an area with desks over there.
Perfect. Good for studying, too.
It's the place in the whole campus.
Perfect. All right, then. Do you have anything we need to sign to check
Yes.
these out? All right.
Yes, I'll need you to sign your names. And she writes down that such and such a book was checked out. Make sure to sign your true names.
Oh.
No aliases.
True names or whole names? Being from the Feywild, the whole sketch on the whole bit. Dezlan, find the one rabbit.
Yes. The name by which you are called.
Copy that.
Not an alias.
Correct.
We got my signature there.
Tjur, are you getting your one on raising display service?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why?
Let's make it. You didn't say you were signing anything. I'm just saying. Did you just like into your shirt?
It's just under my arm.
Can't even see it under your
Where's the frogs now? Display service.
Could be for meat.
Did you bring your pet frog with you?
No, it's in the door. Well, you mean back home?
Back from Strixhaven?
Yes.
Yes.
and I did not declare it before going through the portal or on the other side.
That's right.
Trying to eat me now. It's supposed to
Bringing
be.
magical frogs from Strixhaven into Piran. Nothing terrible is going to happen here.
No, nothing. No.
Oh,
There's
God.
just one of them.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
It's not like they're an invasive species.
Yeah, they don't reproduce asexually at all.
No, definitely not.
Like, it's so.
Can you imagine
I
what
don't
kind of
think the
hybrid
itself
we could
was magical. It was just dunked in some sort of magical transfiguration char.
Right.
I don't trust it.
It is 8:30.
Mhm.
Can we take a bathroom break?
Absolutely. A good time for our break. We'll take 15 minutes. And we'll be back.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
Go.
And we're back. Class is back in session. Or is it?
No.
Haven't quite got
I
there.
haven't
Yet.
gotten there yet.
Haven't got there yet.
Just
You've at least visited the library.
Mhm. We're gonna learn something one way or
Mhm.
another.
Learn
And,
what?
Yes, I don't think you need an insight check to understand what will happen to you if you don't bring the library books back.
Yeah, she seemed pretty straightforward.
Something about finding you? I don't know.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I
I
believe her.
always bring my library books back, except for the one time where I couldn't because I ended up in jail. I spent the night in jail.
Wait, what?
I would like to hear more about this.
Yeah, I got dared to do something dumb. Just
Why is this the first we're hearing of this?
We wouldn't have believed her beforehand.
When she did break into that house.
What
I'm
house?
sorry, what house?
what house? I
No.
never broke into a house. I broke into a zoo. Totally different.
Very different.
Mhm.
Specifically very different.
The house back in
Nope. I
Strixhaven.
have no memory of this place. There definitely wasn't a doll involved or anything.
There was a doll involved. What are you talking? Why? Have you been magicked?
No.
I don't understand.
Ensorcelled.
So
And sourced. That's too big of a word for doll.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
What were you doing in the zoo?
That's kind of
I
terrible.
got dared to by someone I used to LARP with. They weren't really that nice of a person, and they took advantage of my low self-esteem.
oh my god, that sounds like everyone I ever met. There.
So when we want you to do something, we dare you to do it.
No,
No,
that's,
I gained self-confidence instead.
that is definitely not what we're learning from this.
No, we call them cheating.
I dare them to do it. See,
If they were, we would be using them to bait the displacer beasts.
she can fly.
With some nice poultry
They
seasoning.
probably.
Say, well, say,
Wait, didn't you sprinkle some on her food already?
Yes.
So she's pre-seasoned.
Need sage.
Since the conversation you're having as you're walking back towards your castle dormitory.
Yes.
Somebody just runs ahead with the book.
it's okay, just give it time. Then we'll be done seasoning.
We're just holding out some sage. Use it like soap.
Oh, I bet that would be a really very clean scent.
See?
Mhm.
Wait, he's not in water in
Ew.
tubs. Well, I bathe, just not like you guys do in tubs. That's weird.
It was weird. I
Who's
don't
the
know.
weird one here?
Frankly, I don't know how I
Oh.
The other.
There's,
myself.
there's a nice natural hot spring next to your dorms.
You know, I heard about this hot spring. If I to go there, certainly not alone.
Uh-huh.
No. Only group bathing from now on.
Only group bathing. This is how you start a cult.
No, just don't go to hot tub by yourself. You might get attacked by giant slash constructs.
Yeah, no thanks.
Maybe next time will be something worse.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Well, think. When you're in school, you take tests. Tests get harder, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So monsters will get harder.
Oh.
So no one goes to,
tougher.
so no one goes to bath by itself. This
You'll be tough soon enough. So tough that Tjur won't want to eat, or Korth won't want to eat you anymore.
Maybe they both want to eat you now. Although if we put them in the hot springs, then they'd be boiled chicken. I also don't boiled chicken. Don't let Korth get in the tub with you with the seasoning packet, and you'll be fine.
However, chicken soup is good.
So
Mhm.
It just flies off.
I'm just gonna fly
It's
ahead.
just-
You know, with carrots, onions, celery,
an easy target.
thyme.
All right. Is there anything you guys would like to get done in this evening?
Just plan on reading one of my books that I got on Displacer Base and trying to get some ideas.
Get some studying in.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a check for study.
Okay.
This will be an intelligence check of some kind. You can make it investigation.
Ooh, might be investigation. I'm straight to that.
Yeah, I'm not sure gonna be 3.
21.
1, 2.
14.
I'm surprised that Tjur's studying something.
He wants cat.
And is killing it on all of them. 19 before, 20 now.
I said 2.
2. You got a 2.
I got a 2.
Safri got a 21.
You're trying to study and you're like, this doesn't work. I just have to pull it out of my ass.
So yeah, as far as what displacer beasts eat, if it moves,
It's foods.
but fowl. They seem to be most
Ooh.
drawn to birds.
Oh, she saw for your brain and just kind of deflates a little bit. Oh,
You'll be fine. We won't let anything
I'm a
happen to you.
mighty owl bear.
You are a mighty owl bear.
Yes, now rub sage on yourself.
Oh my
That
god,
said-
that's a great idea. What if we make her the biggest chicken they've ever seen?
That
I
said,
mean,
the thing that that there is one thing that you learn will definitely get their attention. Dogs, blink dogs especially, they hate them.
Where do we find blink dog?
Like, I think we're gonna go with the chicken option. That's way easier to get right now.
I could bark like a dog.
Wait,
Oh,
Wait,
Can you
Can
do like a
anybody-
little imitation?
do like images or illusions?
yeah.
Yeah, Dezlan, you do magics.
You know, look, magic doesn't work the way people think magic works. No, it's okay. Stand by.
Of one of those dogs. Yeah,
Bark, 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 bark.
chickens there. And lots of chickens there.
I can do minor illusion.
I can do minor illusion and I can do thaumaturgy.
Yeah, right.
Georgie.
I can do barking really loud.
Mm-hmm.
Very loud broken. Okay, I can at least make it look like I've got footprints of a blink dog, and then if you do the barking sound,
Why not?
we can lure them into our trap.
Why not image of blink dog?
Because it's bigger than I can currently do.
So that's what's weird.
Most of the things it's saying is like
Yeah.
It's not a very good illusion.
right,
person.
like it's small thing. Yeah, I guess no longer than a 5-foot cube, but it can't create light, sound, smell, other sensory effects. I feel like having footprints going to the box, like that, it would try tracking while hearing the sound would be more effective than my image, which wouldn't be able to push brush out of the way.
Well, can we get entice them with like the smell of chicken? Like if the blink dog was like dragging a chicken.
I mean, we can just put a chicken in the box.
And then you guys lure it there, and then they'll get in the box, and the box will be on top of a net that's hidden. And then I can swoop up and grab them in the net.
I think that our powers combined, that might be like
Through the course of your study session, the sun slowly sets outside.
What if they cut through the net?
We'll have to read more on their offensive capabilities.
I think they have claws
They definitely do.
and teeth,
Yes, for sure. And
Tentacles.
tentacles,
can confirm all of these things.
also eyes.
Yeah, we have those
Time to study
Fails.
and
You know
make
what?
Plans and
You guys are
plans.
killing me. Look,
Fur.
if we can keep listing off all things, this is why you need to study more. Well, so this is, I think, we try to trap it alive. Your suggestion.
I don't want to kill it.
Yeah, I know.
No,
So we try to get in a
there's two of
box or get it in a net. And if push comes to shove, then we can switch to more offensive magics. You were saying they have all these extra things. I am distinctly aware. I don't have a lot in the way of offensive capabilities.
It's fine. Korth, give him bad touch.
You just
I can bop them with my boffer. It's blunted.
I can hit him with a ray of frost.
I'm going to go.
But I think trapping's going to be our best bet. But if we can line things up in case things go south, because please, anyone in here, tell me one single time things went the way that we planned. Ever?
I passed all my tests.
No.
I planned that.
Mm-hmm.
We survived glass golems. That's
You were still asleep.
Migraines, man. Put you down.
All right. Should go to bed.
Yes.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
We do.
We need more studying.
There's
And we get it. We finalize.
Somebody
two rooms in this dormitory with beds. I don't remember who we said was sharing rooms with whom, but one of the rooms has one big bed plus another smaller one. Regular
Yeah,
size.
there's Tjur and Salt.
And then the other room has 3 beds in it.
I think that's where the rest
I
of
think
us were.
Sophia was sleeping underneath of a bed.
That's where I was
Last time.
sleeping.
No,
Oh, that
that's
was
where
where
you were sleeping.
Okay.
Making a burrow under a bed.
Yes. It's more safe.
Mm-hmm.
Korth will just flop down the nearest bed and
All right. Well, it's definitely a safe place. So you don't even have to worry about keeping watch because nothing's certainly going to attack you in the night.
Doors are locked.
When's that stopped anything?
Mm-hmm. That said,
I'm keeping my sword close by.
you guys went to bed at a responsible time.
Look at us doing the thing.
And I know that Safria knows exactly what their class schedule is,
Yes.
and that you've got a class bright and early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Your first class is Advanced Energy Control.
yeah.
That's all you, Chicky do.
I'm pretty sure at least some of you guys have it with me.
Korth does.
Got it.
She was lying above the bed. Yeah.
Tjur and Dezlan, you don't have classes at this hour.
That's good planning.
Mm-hmm.
Korth will slink upstairs and find the thing that makes the coffee.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's. Look, she has a name. It's Nori.
Anything to get coffee here.
Yeah,
That's it.
give it to. I'm sure I can get
Is that just
something
alcoholic?
back here.
Alcoholic.
Well, there's regular food provisions in your castle dorm too. It's not all alcohol.
We'll have to invest in a coffee maker.
Mm-hmm.
A nice Keurig or press.
Keurigs aren't canon. It's called a K machine. That's
K machine.
Dr. Bartlett has one.
Of course, they would never. Are you kidding me?
She hates it.
It was given to her and she hates it.
It was like I listened to her explain how you make the perfect cup of tea. There's no way she would use a K machine for anything.
2.5 minutes precisely.
Yes.
No more, no less. What are you handing Korth?
Bottle of Kahlua.
It says coffee. Tastes like crap.
It certainly wouldn't be that because that's a copyrighted name, so it's probably
Sure.
yeah.
Kalerga. It's my favorite.
Kalerga, yeah.
Kalerga.
Which is about in case if you drink it straight.
No.
Yeah, exactly. He's like,
Oh.
tastes like crap.
Uh-huh.
Korth will go down to the Nori's nook.
Mm-hmm. Busy place in the morning. Everyone getting their coffee and tea.
For the poor, unfortunate souls that get in Korth's way, there will be a hiss directed in their general direction.
Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Oh yeah.
What has Safria done?
It's okay.
You've unleashed the Korth.
I'm pretty sure that I can get us like our own provisions once I start my shift. Even if they just have to walk away.
You should have just let him wake up on his own.
13.
13.
Yeah.
For the most part, the people in front of you part, given a combination of your hissing and your breath.
Oh wait, I was supposed to roll that advantage. Never mind. Okay. Still 13.
That said, there is at least one person when you hiss as you approach, they kind of and then turn back around to the
They're gonna be like a soybean latte, triple whip. Oh, you know.
that person, by the way, apparently Giant Ken,
Oh.
Goliath.
They're like, okay.
Korth never eats a giant. One day.
But your turn at the counter does come up, and you're able to get yourself a nice cup of joe.
Coffee, black, extra large. Please.
2 copper. Name?
Korth.
Okay. A few minutes later, as you're waiting for your coffee, the other barista, Vinori's not here this morning. She works later.
A copper tip for the
Yeah. A little while later, somebody holds out a cup that appears to be like a paper cardstock kind of cup, meant for you to take it on the go. And they look at it and they're saying, "Karth," and they set it down on the counter.
Is Korth.
All right. So you find yourselves on your way to the advanced energy control classroom. Oh, what just happened?
Need a boat.
Oh, so hitting the camera stand.
He's like, hey.
You just picked the perfect place to lay down there, didn't you, Bo?
Underneath the stand?
Yeah, right underneath the stand.
That's just like Fritz only lays down right on the sewing machine pedal
Mhm.
while sewing, and I put a needle through my finger more than once from that.
The classroom, as you get there, the door is open. On the outside, the classroom is has a placard that tells you the faculty that teaches in here, and it says instructor Cedric Evergold.
That's the guy who wrote the book, our one book, Abjuration and You.
As you walk into the class, it is quite gaudily decorated. Red curtains, sparkling. Everything in tones of red and gold. And standing at the front of the class is your professor. And James, if you can join the table.
Oh, gladly.
Please go ahead and describe Professor Cedric Evergold.
Oh, yes. He is at the front, already in perfect posture, like he's on one of the book covers that you saw in the skull gift shop. Cape billowing slightly in spite of there being no wind in the classroom. You can see that there's dancing lights at the head of the class, like little full of light in various kind of blues and pinks, just giving perfect cast for this very exciting adventure into the unknown. You see that he is dressed in rich purples and pink and gold. He has a gold-colored cravat. And he's just standing there looking at the fresh new students entering his classroom, beaming his $100 gold smile. And you can also see in the blackboard behind him written in way too stylized font that took way too long to write, welcome to Metamagics.
Are we in the wrong classroom?
Please be seated.
This is the energy energy displacement class.
Yeah. In the classroom are these two. We've got Korthmodo and Safria, the owlin and the lizard folk. There's also several other students, smatterings of humans and halflings and dwarves and what have you, including also Xanther Bowen is here.
Korthlings and the Xander. What's a mud and magic?
That's where you make magic, but you do something when you cast it that changes it.
Oh, yes, this is the right class. Okay. So if I take a seat up towards the close to the front.
Would I have like a class roster of everyone who's
Yeah,
in there?
absolutely.
Okay, I'm probably looking through it, just stylishly, of course, seeing who all is there. And are there still people filling in? Is everyone about here?
It looks like everyone's more or less here.
Okay.
I'm up at the front hole.
Of course, the only lizard folk in the classroom, also the only person who decided to bring a large cup of coffee into the class.
Well, it seems everyone is here. Welcome, everyone. What's class? DM.
The class is Advanced Energy Control.
Welcome to Advanced Energy Control, or as I say, the world of metamagics. It's so good to see such bright and abled minds entering here. Yes, in case you have not heard of me, I am Cedric Evergold, famed author of such works as A Fool's Guide to the Feywild, A Fool's Guide to Magic Inks, A Fool's Guide to Basic Curses, Evergold Story, Volume 1, Taste the Rainbow, my autobiography, Abjuration and You, and Necromancy, Not Just for Stiffs. And now that we are all here, if you will all look under your desk. If you look, there will be a gift-wrapped box under each student's desk, which I imagine everyone's pulling up. Please unwrap them. You open them and it says A Comprehensive Guide to Metamagics, 2nd edition. Apologies to any of you who got the 1st edition. We will be working out of these, and the previous questions won't be usable for your homework. However, these are autographed.
Oh.
Wait, you wrote book?
Yes, of course. Please raise your hand.
Oh, Sarpy's up close to us. I don't know how we're recording this thing, but Sarpy's sitting up close to the front, so she's going to listen. It's like, also run her other books, other class books, but she's probably not close enough. It's neat.
Now, I may hear some questions from you like, what is a metamagic? What it is, yes.
What is a metamagic?
Oh, thank you. I was so hoping you would ask. Metamagic is what separates your typical spell slinger from the true technician, someone who's able to personalize it, to change the spell and sculpt it to their situation. Perhaps you are, I don't know, suppose you wanted to cast a simple firebolt in a place that frowns upon that. Well, you could change it to ice.
You can do that.
Yes, sir.
How does this go in conjunction with natural magics?
I'm glad you asked. Well, you see, but by shifting your focus when casting the spell, by a simple alteration to the components or the way that you use your focus, you can change it.
I think you could turn that fireball into an ice bolt. But I suppose, why not?
Now, allow me to tell you such times that I've used this in the field. How many students are in the class, DM?
I'd say about it's a small class, about 9 total students.
9 total students.
Mhm.
He's going to go on a tirade, not tirade, but a very enthusiastic explanation, making full use of a teacher desk in the front and like a podium up the side and all these gestures and over the top stuff about how he's fought dragons and meanlocks and all sorts of other creatures.
Inlocks?
Sophia's taking notes.
Yes, sir.
You fought meanlocks?
Oh, dozens.
Oh, this best way to kill them.
I find that I'm using a stylized metamagic ice ball technique. Is what nice AOE since they like to swarm. Area of effect for the layman.
Who is layman?
For those who are not as used to using these industry terms.
So ice works good.
Not particularly. It's just that typically I'd use a fireball, but again, some groups might frown upon that sort of thing.
So, in other words, big magic, lots of damage.
Oh yes, I imagine that would work. Yes, of course, that's what I did, and it went well. Nearly everyone survived.
Nearly.
Nearly.
Well, as with most things, it's a sloppy business being out in the world. Well, I've remembered this one time, and he's going to talk about this long tirade, or this long story about how there was a whole village, and there were only 2 people left by the end, but gosh darn, those vampires were gone. There also be like sprinklings of like a unicorn came at some point, but he just kind of glosses over it as it like runs off.
Cord.
The unicorn ran off right after the gentleman turned into a potted plant.
Why did it turn into a potted plant?
Such things are complicated.
No.
Oh no! Well, sometimes you're working on. Sometimes you're working on the perfect mix, and things go a little bit awry, and it's okay. We all make mistakes. For all professionals. We're all human.
Korth is starting to freak out. You just hit Korth what he's working with.
But sure, I will give you some live demonstration here.
Yeah, maybe you can demonstrate.
Oh yes, thank you very much, sir.
Fire Genasi City.
These Korth hits the deck.
They're just gonna pull this this like spell test dummy out of the corner of the room.
Ooh. Sophia's all eager and this is fun.
Yes. Which one to use for this? Yes.
Cord's peeking up behind his desk.
Oh yes, a nice safe chaos bolt. I think she'll do it finally.
What's the worst that could happen?
Okay.
Ooh.
Glad I'm not in this.
Okay. Cedric is going to do a lovely chaos bolt at the test dummy for his class.
Roll me a d20 as you cast a first level spell.
Oh, okay. But for the attack roll or a separate thing?
A separate thing.
Oh, sure. That's a 3.
Okay.
That's
Go ahead and make your attack roll towards the dummy, and I'll let you know what else happens as soon as it's on my table.
We're gonna die.
Made a 16 to hit a dummy.
Oh yeah. And it was a chaos bolt.
It was Chaos Bolt.
So what? Roll your damage and tell me what your damage type is.
Of course. We got 2 7s, so this is gonna be psychic damage on a dummy.
Psychic damage on nothing happens.
As we said, that was a test.
Except roll me a D100 as well.
random check.
16.
16, and I'll let you know what that is momentarily because I have my expanded table.
Yes.
I need to find it again.
Not done anything.
Let's see.
So, shall we say this is delayed effect because he's going to cast a second one?
Yes, it is later.
No.
Oh yes. Sometimes the spell. You see, this was an inanimate enemy. If it were a real creature, this would have done a sort of damage to its mind and thought capabilities. But here, let me try again. Should I roll a second time?
Don't worry about the D20 this time.
Okay.
Go ahead and
17
there's
on the die. So
17 on the die definitely hits.
Yep.
I
I have choices this time. He's going to do some nice cold damage to it.
So as you hit it, it freezes and then disappears.
Such is the power of metamagics. You see, with a bit of a king's foil in my components when I mix them, I made it so that I banished it to the Feywild in addition to doing some freezing damage to it.
Anyone can make an Arcana check on that.
Well,
You said you used King's Foil?
King's foil, of course.
Yes.
not one Safria's buying this.
Sounds perfectly reasonable.
Safria's taking notes.
12.
12? You never heard King's Foil could banish anything. Well, unless something really hated King's Foil, but...
That was so cool.
That was the only dummy that I had, to be honest.
Just as you're saying that, it reappears, still frozen.
Yes, of course. It was a temporary banishment. After all, sometimes you want whoever the target of your spell is to come back. Just took them out of the action for a little bit so that you could deal with some other business.
Oh, that's so cool.
So, how is it that you changed the spell exactly?
Oh yes. Well, that was the base demonstration. Clearly, I need to do another one to show you how to actually use the meta magics.
Okay. The Fire Genasi Xanther Bowen is watching you very intently.
Okay.
So is Korth.
Chaos Bolt's a little bit of a weird one to try to change the element on.
Yeah.
So Safria, but like,
So I'm probably going to moment as I pull up meta magic, so what they can do. Is real
folks can sweat.
Welp. It's a very strange one, but suppose a good old ball based spell is good for this.
Oh.
So you're just gonna cast Fireball at the dummy, aiming at the corner of the room.
All right.
And he will transmute it so that it is going to be
You mentioned a ball type spell, and everyone is like moving away from the.
Korth gets to the back of the room with coffee. Like,
he is going to. Ooh, we got to change it up. Let's go with. I'm gonna give a D4 and see what Cedric's feeling.
I imagine Xander's just picking Safri up and carrying her back.
This is gonna be acid damage.
Acid damage. Okay. No. Also roll a d20.
8.
8. Okay. Nothing extra occurs with this one. But now the room on that side is covered with acid and everything is dissolving.
As you can see, it typically would have been I got to choose, customize that, put my own flair on it. I probably should take out some aids, some base substances to counteract that, actually.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Would I have like a TA that I could make do this for me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have the TA do this for me.
The poor long Safri.
Yeah.
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 They're scratching their head like.
All they have is a whole satchel full of like fire suppressants and
Right.
baking soda. And
Yeah.
just-
They get a white powder in a bag and start throwing it over the acid.
That is the power of metamagics. I don't know if we have much time. Any questions before class ends?
Is this class safe?
Absolutely. I have the greatest care possible. Well, actually, this reminds me of another time. I'm gonna say it's right as the class ends.
Yep, right as the class is ending.
Good talk, bro.
Xanther, before you guys leave, Xanther's like, so you know things about mean locks. I saw a notice that there's some mean locks in the woods. Maybe you'd be interested in.
Oh, yes. I mean, I imagine my expertise would be valuable to anyone that was going after those.
Maybe a
You went
class trip.
I was thinking, but well, the rest of my team doesn't seem that interested. But I'm looking for someone.
We had been considering it, although it seemed that right now we're also planning on going after those displacer beasts. We were also looking at the Meanlock certification too.
Well, yeah, that could probably work, especially if a professor's willing to go with us. What could go wrong?
Oh, of course. I have some papers to grade, but I'd happily go on this excursion. Let's just have a taste of the real world.
Yes, maybe next week.
Station of them out in the forest. Small one, but they want to get rid of it before it gets bigger.
Oh, of course. Well, I'm happy to lend some help to budding young minds who might need it.
Yes, and we make sure we stay back when you cast your large spells. No one wants to get hurt.
Oh, of course.
The TA has just now gotten all of that acid neutralized.
Yes,
It's amazing.
yes. Your destructive prowess has no bounds.
Why, thank you.
You would make a good warrior. Of course, it's kind of one.
Okay. So I'd say they're dismissed from the class. I don't
Uh-huh.
want me to chill here.
Yeah, they're dismissed from the class, and so the course is over. So Cedric Evergold can be excused from the table if you like. If you're interested and want to take them up on their hunt for mean locks,
I would love to if the party is once.
if they make it to the point where they're doing that, Cedric can accompany them
Okay.
either this session or next.
Okay. I would disappear now then.
We're
Your best.
so excited.
Thank you, James.
Terrifying.
No problem.
It was supposed to be a fireball, but he turned into an acid ball. That was so cool. And he made that dummy disappear. Like, how did you do that?
Wow.
That was magic. I thought it was like that. Is that meta magic thing that you did?
It couldn't be wild magic. Wild magic's against the law.
Korth grew up above Pyrenees expanse. In lands where it's his kill or be killed. Some of the most powerful warriors were wild mages.
What's a wild mage? Would Zara have any idea what a wild mage? Well,
Make an Arcana check or history check.
history because it's +5. 18.
18.
Mhm.
You've heard of people who the weave interacts with them in a strange way and causes random effects. That said, Korth, you've seen wild mages before. The effect that you saw happen here, what he was describing sounds a lot like wild magic, but the effect where the thing disappeared, something he did made that happen.
Maybe it was the magic he used, because I don't think I've ever seen whatever that spell was before.
It wasn't pure chaos there. It wasn't, just a wild magic surge or something like that. It's like something he did as he was casting the spell actually made that happen.
How he used what?
Korth thinks is wild.
Oh, this class is going to be interesting.
Maybe he has more control of his wild magic.
Maybe. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Sylvia.
Yes. It's going to be so interesting. I mean, imagine all the
Do
things
you
we can
remember the
see.
story he told about man turning into potted plant?
Yeah.
Korth bet next 5 dinners. Person who turned man into potted plant was the teacher.
Magic do that?
Yes.
Was this a required class?
This was not a required class.
Nope. I started. I'm going to stick it up. Oh boy.
Are you really staying in class?
You know what? Yes. Because who knows? I might learn something.
Korth will stay.
Oh, you don't have to just because I'm.
But the first time he tries to blow us up, Korth will eat Professor.
The curtain cleared its throat.
By the way, having met the man, you recognize he is the same person whose portrait is on your textbook Abjuration and You.
God help us all.
But he's not teaching it, right?
No, he's not teaching that.
Okay.
That's-
808 teaches that.
Yeah,
class.
808 teaches that
Okay.
class.
No,
and now-
I don't know what's worse.
Now you have an autographed copy of what was the title of that book? She asks the curtain.
The curtain says A Comprehensive Guide to Meta Magic, 2nd edition.
Comprehensive Guide to Metamagic, 2nd edition. You
At least I can study this.
Mhm.
She starts flipping through the pages as she walks.
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check as you're reading it, or investigation, one or the other.
19.
And
19?
making star-eyed kissy faces on the back flat cover photo.
It's very advanced, or it must be, because it doesn't seem to make sense based on what you know. But you're the student; he's the teacher. So,
Oh, I felt that in my soul.
This is getting me Gilderoy vibe.
Yes. I was like, yes. I was like, no.
It is written in common.
So much trouble.
Sophia is taking this as a personal challenge now. Nope, I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna stick it out.
Hopefully not.
All right.
She has a story.
Well, your next course today is a required course for all of you. It is Arcane Scrivening with Professor Marvin.
Marvin.
The Martian?
Archibald.
Is that the name of
Or,
the...
well, Marvin and his pet owl, Archibald.
Oh.
You remember.
Yep.
Don't
Oh,
worry,
that
there's
Marvin.
no earth
Yeah.
shattering kaboom.
Oh.
There's the kaboom.
Professor Marvin Ambrosius, I believe was his name.
Correct.
With Archibald the Owl.
Mhm. Who I trust more than the professor, who turned himself into a fish and then got eaten.
Uh-huh.
What kind of fucking school did we go to?
I don't know, we just changed. That was last time.
All right.
Hopefully it's
Well,
getting
Yeah, I know.
Professor-
One who turned into a fish followed us, and we got another one who's a wild. Yeah. Supposedly.
Well, so
allegedly.
not far down the hall is the classroom of one Marvin Ambrosius. Against one wall, you do see a kind of a perch for an owl, upon which is sitting the owl whom you know to be Archibald.
All right. Scrying class.
Scrivening.
Scrivening. That's
Scrying.
Uh-huh.
You're saying it wrong.
So this classroom has kind of a central area where the teacher can walk up and down kind of an aisle that's between two rows of raised seats, kind of almost bleacher style, but with a little bit of a desk in front of them, with 3 rows on each side of them. And as you all file in, it's a nice full class, considering it is a required course. Professor Ambrosius enters from the same door that you guys did, and he says, "Oh, class, do come to order. We're ready to begin. Ah, some familiar faces. It's good to see you all again. Hello, Safria. Good to see you. And Dezlan and Tjur.
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 Tjur. And Korthmodo, and yes, I see Xanther and Aurora, and yes, good to see you all again. So you might be interested. You might be asking, what exactly is arcane scrivening? And that is writing magic. The
Look onto your face.
the science the science of crafting magical runes. Our goal for this class is going to be for you to be able to read and understand spell scrolls, and to be able to craft your own as well.
Ooh, is that like anything like these runes? And she shows her like the fire rune on her sword.
Yes. Yes. Those are giant's runes, I think. One of many languages that can be used to make magical runes. Also common is Draconic.
Ooh.
Yes.
Or Sylvan is often used for runes as well. With that said, let's go ahead and begin. And he will hand out scrolls to each of you.
Ooh.
These are actual magic scrolls. Should you read them properly, they will activate.
If not,
If not, well, then they will either not activate or there might be some mishap that takes place if you read the runes too poorly. But don't worry, this is only a cantrip, and any kind of destruction should be kept to a minimum. And we are very well capable of handling it. I know among you are some very talented mages. So, these scrolls are merely prestidigitation.
Oh,
What?
Prestidigitation. It is the so-called the magic spell.
Prestidigitation.
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 It's close enough.
I've
Focus your energy on reading the scroll and not figuring out that word.
I've scribed these scrolls using draconic runes.
Oh, good.
The most common that you will see in magical notation. They are very easy to scribe in. If you'll turn in your books to page 32, you will see the steps by which you can read and execute a scroll.
Read the room out loud.
Hmm.
Somatic component. Material component.
I definitely don't speak Draconic, so this will be an adventure.
Neither.
So, when you are prepared, go ahead and attempt to well, you can take as long as you need to review the scroll. When you believe you're ready, go ahead and read the runes out loud and try to cast the prestidigitation.
Okay.
You'll know it works as you are able to create some minor magical effect, like a trick, changing the color of something. You can either clean or soil objects or make objects appear. It most resembles stage magic, but it's actual magic. Those, I'm pretty sure those are not the words. You turn to page 34. That's the Necronomicon. That's a little different.
Oh.
Hmm.
How do you say this? I'm pretty sure I don't have the.
I like this.
I guess I'm going to cast this one.
Okay. So when you are ready, make a Arcana check. If you can read Draconic, make it at advantage.
I like the way this is going already.
Want some help?
Sure.
All right.
Well, yeah.
Nat 20, 22.
Or actually, I shouldn't say Arcana. I would say make a spellcasting
Spellcaster
check.
check.
A spellcasting ability check with proficiency.
Which is
Yours is intelligence.
Yours is intelligence. So basically, if you have Arcana,
I do.
Basically, what your
it
spell
would be the same as an Arcana roll for you.
So then that
I'll just
doesn't
do a
change.
straight Arcana roll. So
Oh, well, then it's a 26.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a fighter, so make a straight Arcana roll.
26.
26. What prestidigitation effect would you like to create?
I'm going to turn Sophria's feathers blue.
Your feathers turn blue.
It's a good look.
I think.
Yeah. Definitely very punk vibes.
What did you get?
Oh, an 11 with a +5.
An 11 with a +5.
It's like, oh no. Oh,
Roll me a D100.
Oh no.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, actually, you came close, so don't roll a D100.
Oh, come on, it's so much fun to have random effects.
No, you'll have to try again. It didn't go off. The scroll is still there. You read the words, just something fizzled.
I think I got the.
more of a.
So you can try again, but the DC is higher on a retry. All right, what did you get?
I got a 21.
You got a 21. What prestidigitation effect would you like to create?
Oh gosh. I am going to create. Okay. I did not think this far ahead.
You can change your feathers back to the right color.
I'm gonna change
they
it
look
back to the
amazing.
right color, but I'm actually gonna pick some blue in there.
Uh-huh.
Just
Cool.
a rogue streak.
And what have you?
To your pockets, the scroll.
To your pocket. Make a sleight of hand check.
Not even trying.
It's Tjur.
He's not. No.
You guys, this is the first roll you guys have made me make. Because I'm gonna have to make a perception check on the professor's part. Yeah, that's a 2. What have you got?
This is the 15.
You got the 15? You are the proud owner of a scroll of prestidigitation.
Kindle your rolls when they're contested against a teacher. Like, it's bananas.
I had
That
advantage
said-
on sleight of hand rolls, but I've never used it.
You're not shady.
I'm not shady.
In the corner, Archibald.
You saw that.
Hey, we also saved his life.
Mhm. The owl seems amused by something. You're not sure
Mm.
what. Are you going to try again?
Oh, yeah. All right.
Make another caster check, but your DC is higher.
Would you like a hand?
No.
Are you sure?
No. Well, at least it's a 16 this time. This I rolled an 11.
A 16 total.
Yeah.
With the higher DC, unfortunately, it doesn't have backlash, but it also doesn't go off.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, I'm a do it. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Are you helping? You can.
Yeah,
you
I'm-
can.
yeah, I'm coaching
You can
her.
give, you can give them advantage.
I'm coaching Dezlan's inflection.
I get advantage on this one?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, that one's a 24. Oh, I just need a tutor. Yeah, 24.
24. All right. You keep the DC was originally 15, then 20, now 25. So you're
I physically can't even
You're-
get any higher.
you keep getting to the point where you're not going to cause a mishap, but still don't get the thing.
Unless this third failure was the one that tripped. What was the cat? Well, the straw that broke the camel's back.
I'm just like that one unfortunate student who's just like, I think you might be a null. Like you just,
Uh-huh.
it's okay, Peanut.
I mean, the class is almost over at this point. There's only time for one more try.
Dezlan.
I physically can't.
Dezlan.
I'm gonna try because I'm that asshole.
Dezlan. I
DC can't get any higher than it is right now. So
believe in you, Dezlan.
Inspiration.
bardic inspiration.
And I'm helping.
And you're and Korth is helping, so it's advantage.
Yes. First was a 5. That was a nat 20.
Roll the bardic inspiration just to be safe.
It's a 5.
So
30.
It's a 30.
So even if the DC had gone up, you would have made it. So what prestidigitation effect would you like to create?
The grin is spectacular.
At this point, I'm just like,
Sparks.
I'm just,
Sparklers.
Set off some fireworks.
just, yeah, oh yes, absolutely. But like the ones that do the weeping willow effect,
Uh-huh.
but with the really annoying like chrysanthemum bullshit. Like,
Nice.
Meanwhile, there's other students in the class.
I hope they're doing.
Probably not.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, one of them succeeds in one of them succeeds in soiling his neighbor's clothes.
Oh,
Rude.
Rude.
Prestidigitation.
well, there's so many.
His neighbor promptly succeeds in cleaning them, though. Meanwhile,
he's on board.
there are 2 mishaps that happen in the class.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
I was so close.
Let's see. He was trying to change the color of the desk in front of him. Instead, he changed his hair to bright pink.
That's statement.
It's also a good look.
That said, if he hadn't been loudly incanting what he was trying to do, no one would have known.
Right.
You.
A good cheerleader.
And then the other one, the scroll disappears and nothing seems to happen. That was at the start of the class.
That was a cheer.
At the end of the class, as that person's walking out, a yellow stripe appears going down their back. They seem disappointed. It's like the scroll disappeared and nothing happened, and
That's fun.
It was so close to happening to me, I can't possibly say anything.
Huh. Well, you got it in the end.
It was the biggest teamwork of all time. So Dezlan's passing all their classes.
As the class is ending, Professor Ambrosius is saying, congratulations to everyone who got it. If you did not, don't worry. There will be plenty of time throughout this course for you to try again. Not everyone picks it up immediately. There are some great mages who, through adversity, still manage to triumph. Why, even the much sung about Archmage Colin, despite his famous folly, did become an Archmage.
Folly?
Oh, do you not know of Archmage? Well, most people know of Colin. Colin Fairbanks.
I feel like Colin's Folly should be the name of the city that burned to the ground.
No, actually, it's the name of a city that fell.
Okay, fair.
Oh, well, I don't want to steal the thunder of the history professor, but
But wait, not all of us have history classes.
I think I do. Do I have this?
true enough. Well, Archmage Fairbanks many years ago. He's passed now, a halfling mage. At one earlier point in his career, decided he was going to try to emulate the magic of Archaia and make a city fly.
Oh.
He managed to get it 6 inches off the ground before it fell again.
Oh,
I mean-
oh dear.
6 inches. How much damage can happen in 6 inches?
I mean, that's a very
A lot.
Yeah. Straight, I can't imagine straight building up the entire town.
Mhm. But
I can't believe that there was a town left.
I do understand that many of you are new to this part of the world, so maybe you haven't heard the Song of Colin's Folly.
I
No.
have not.
Well-
Ooh, and if it's a song, sure might be interested in learning it.
Well, yes,
I've
Well,
heard
I'm-
the song of.
I'm a poor singer, so you'll have to get it from someone else.
Have I ever heard it?
Make a history check.
12?
12. Let's see. Who was saying they were from the north? You're from the north, but you're not.
Grasslands.
Grasslands. Yes, you've heard the Song of Colin's Folly.
I'll sing it.
You'll sing it.
I'll sing it.
Do you know the words?
Um,
Or do you
I-
kind of know the story?
So far, James and I have got the chorus.
I
Huh?
love,
The curtain shall sing.
I love that the curtain is the chorus of this song.
Goes up, come down. What goes up will come back around. Now there's not a straight house in the town since Colin's Folly.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's about right.
This is the level of prep work that people need to throw in. Just
Oh my.
Yes. So don't be discouraged. Even that mage became an archmage eventually.
I just a quick question, Professor. Our other one professor, Mr. Evergold, Professor Evergold,
Yes.
is he really a rainbow mage?
Why, yes. He completed the trials of Archaia. He wasn't actually a student of the school, but he was somebody who volunteered and to undergo the trials in order to get accreditation, and completed all 5 with passing marks.
Oh,
Oddly enough, there hasn't been one in decades, and that year we had 2.
who's the other one?
Well, there was Cedric Evergold, and then there was a former student named Grimm, whom I had the pleasure of teaching in some courses. Although he, I shouldn't. I shouldn't share too many details.
Is that
It
one of yours?
is his personal history after all.
let's see. Okay. Oh boy. At least there was a line about that one.
But
Decades. They've set the bar off for you. So you're going to have to bloat it out of the water.
I don't know if I could pass all 5 of the courses. I mean,
Well, I've met you, and I think you can.
oh,
No one is going to study harder than you.
also, there are trials for each of the magic guilds of Archaia. As you are new to the to this part of the world and to the school, you weren't here last year. At the end of this year is when the trials will take place.
Am I correct in saying that we just have to pass one, but we can take as many as we want?
You can take as many as you like. Passing one allows you to continue your studies at the city of Archaia itself.
Aim high.
that's at least one, but
You will pass at
ones-
least 3.
If
I mean, I don't know a lot of magic, and I really need to work on
I-
that.
Stay in the classes. You're going to learn more.
if you are interested in aspiring to a prismatic finish of the trials, then given our past history, I've seen all of you in action. I would be happy to provide whatever assistance I can in preparing you.
I think I eventually would like to. That yeah, I would like to pass at least all of them at some point. Like maybe not. I don't know. If I can, is there a limit how many times you can take the trials?
Only once.
Oh, okay.
They're also dangerous.
They are also dangerous.
You'll survive in some form.
I
I
mean,
guess my magic use is rather limited.
It's not all magic. They specifically said some things you have to be clever or smart or charismatic for.
The trials,
It's not all just magic.
the trials test your knowledge of magic, not necessarily your ability to use it.
Well,
No one has more knowledge than you.
That said, the trial of the Crystal Tower is likely to be the most challenging for somebody who doesn't do magic.
Is it divination?
That is divination.
Yeah. I have heard word of
Um,
there's been rumblings in the group which are very specific about like you're gonna have to focus on things like that because if you can't tell where to go in a process or how to choose, that's gonna be the hardest of like actually nailing the ability. Everything else
starting to do.
you always do. It doesn't matter. You're gonna do the studying
I mean,
anyway.
I heard that Grimfella passed the divination without any divination.
Well, you're gonna have to share the stories.
I mean,
Because I've only heard
I've heard a few.
I've heard rumblings in the deep, but no one has details.
I mean, I think they change every year.
if you have questions about Grimm, I'm pretty sure Professor Haster can put you in contact.
Yep.
Then I will try to. You know, why not? I'll try to do all 5 then.
You've got one chance.
Why not?
Friggin' do it. All you have to do.
Go home.
Yeah, you only have to pass one, and you will survive. They guarantee it. Let's do it. I will also sign up to try all of them.
Not to
I'm gonna fail at least 4.
not to cause any fright, but survival is not necessarily guaranteed.
That's not what Bob said. Bob said they would at least res us.
Yes,
Okay. So
but that
For a fee.
that does technically being brought back isn't survival. It's
you can't tell her these things. Details. You will be alive at the end of this trial.
You know what? We have a year.
Yes. We've got this. We've got this. I'm gonna do it 4 times.
holds up the boffer.
Very excitable.
What have you done?
Hey. Look, if there's any of us who can do this, or anyone that we've ever known in the past 50 friggin' years who could do this based on a knowledge test of all these things and the ability to pull it off, yep, it's so free. Sure. Like, look, you've got inspiration. Toss it their way when they need it. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
One of us. Look, I'm gonna say right now, if they said it's been decades since they had a prismatic get through, and they had 2 in 1 year and
One teaches here. And the other one says that you can get in touch with the one that passed.
I don't know the other one, but the one that's here is little.
I imagine Korth and Sovereign filled you guys in on that.
Oh, I have no doubt that you guys weren't like
Whatever you think of Cedric, his magic was real.
that. Look,
I mean, why do you think I'm
guys
scared?
really magic, but
I know.
You just said someone got turned into a potted plant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be a pot of plant. Definitely not. what I'm gonna say.
Did they get better?
I have no idea. He never said. He also said something about a unicorn.
By the way, after about a minute, your feathers turn back to normal.
I don't
I like the blue streaks.
we can dye them. Like that is a thing at home. That's one of the way that the youths of our generation are trying to attract a mate is like, hey, let me stand out. It's a thing when you're like one of 200 that are born, you got to stand out from your siblings. Like,
Yeesh, 200.
yeah, there's a lot of us.
Yeesh.
I mean, at this point, there's like 17 of us left, and I'm missing a leg, but still.
Yeesh.
And I'll pull up my hair. I pull up my hat. I'm a hair. And I have a shock of pink.
Ooh.
Like, you don't see it much, because, like, but
That's kind of a funny thought.
is there?
If I dyed some of my hairs a different color
Mhm.
and I run into one of my family members, they would go into apoplexy.
That sounds like a worthy investment. Also, I have
Absolutely. What?
pink
I think
and
it's some
purple.
sort of pie. They would have pie because they were upset, I think.
I mean, I also eat pie. So yeah, like legit.
So upset they eat the whole pie.
Oh,
Apple pie.
Yes.
oh, when it's warm.
Apple pie.
And you put ice cream on.
So good.
I have pink and purple in the dorm.
Ooh.
If you really likes the blue, I'm sure we can find some people who can help.
Let's figure the colors first.
Okay.
That said, only one more of you has another class today.
What do we get?
Actually, hold on.
It's probably
Look, because she has 11 classes.
Several of you have another class. Have another class today because it would be really difficult for somebody with like 6 classes on their schedule to only have one class in a day.
Right.
That said, the
Imbued horology.
the next imbued horology is today, but I don't think we're going to get to it
Okay. Fair.
today.
Fair.
But the next class that is actually a language class for orc.
Ooh.
Who's taking orc?
Not me. I'm taking Gnomish.
Pie.
You know, the same one who's going to be an imbued
Everyone
horology.
got one language class.
So is Korth.
You have celestial.
Horology. Did you take for the same reasons as he took horology? Because he thought there was a W in front of it. Because you need that for the parties.
Maybe.
Yes. This is going to be such a good class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be the first class of next session.
Where are the honeys?
But yes, everyone gets a language, and these are supposed to be languages of magic. So celestial. Actually, I don't think I have your choice for language.
You said Gnomish would be the most
Okay.
useful for
Gnomish.
like clockwork, ethical
Clockwork, yeah.
shenanigan
Yes, absolutely.
things.
So clockwork or a gnomish it is for you. But most of them are like celestial, draconic, sylvan,
I don't remember what Korth took.
abyssal or infernal. You get special permission for.
You already have Draconic, right?
But then there's Tjur, who goes for the Dominion Orcish language.
Ah. Yet.
And you get into the class, and there's about 8 students there. Kind of a sparse course.
Mhm.
Is he the only non-orcish person?
Mostly half orcs. Mostly half orcs. There is a human there. Actually, your little friend from the other class, Garson, is here. Mm-hmm.
That's so.
Not Garson. Garson.
So
Uh-huh.
he is now Gus.
all the people who are in food service. Oh, got a song.
And teaching the course, there is a somewhat frazzled-looking half-orc at the front of the at the front of the class, and she's like, All right, everybody. Let's come to order. You're here to learn Orcish. Does anyone already have any experience with this language?
Oh yeah, forks reason.
Yeah, the half-orcs, some of them do. It's very interesting, completely different from anything we've got here in the South. A completely different alphabet, and very different sounds. Some of you may not necessarily have the vocal capabilities to speak the words properly, but you will certainly be understood, and you will be able. You will learn to understand when the words are spoken to you. And she will proceed to begin to teach you the basics of the Orcish language, starting right off from day one. Tjur, is this the language that you thought you were signing up for?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so you were going for Orcish.
Okay then.
I would like to go to the library.
Uh-huh.
On the hall.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, hurrah.
I note that there's only 8 of you. So hopefully everyone decides to keep the course, because this is the minimum number of students we can have.
Oh no.
I did that my whole life.
Yes. No.
He's just become the machine.
I'll tell you right now that for 3 out of my 4 years of
You
college,
get caught up with the Orcish Mafia.
I was in advanced theater courses, and my professor was from South Africa, and it was we need at least 8 students to sign up.
Mhm.
And they got us hooked our freshman year, and we went out of our way for every semester for the next 3 years taking his advanced courses, and it's the only reason why he could stay in the country and pay his bills. And they were great, but also, whoa, buddy, where there was never more than those 8 students ever again.
Mhm. All right. With that said, you begin your learning in Orcish, which I am absolutely sure that Tjur is completely ignoring.
You're
I'm worrying
wrong.
about his inflection as he
Uh-huh.
wasn't paying attention to the draconic.
I'm wrong?
You're wrong. Because Orcish, the orcs make some great alcohol.
Yes, they do.
And he's actually interested in this one.
Okay, so you're not going to become the machine, because you're actually going to learn the language.
We'll see. Tjur's not very smart. I don't know if he can.
All right. But that's where we'll call it today.
All right.
So, yes, thank you everybody for playing and maybe watching. I don't know if we have an audience today or not, but someday maybe we will. Who knows? But
Yes, audience.
yes. Well, only if we ever get our act together and start making more content. Uh-huh.
We're gonna do it. Okay. We will do. We said we would. We're going to.
Mm-hmm.
We're in July. For me, it's gonna have to wait until mid-August.
Yeah. Get together for a day of filming and put together some
Yes.
some content for the channel.
We can do some of the cookie things.
Cooking with Korth.
Yes, cooking with Korth.
And honest to God, the ones that are like specific on how have you abused this spell?
Yes.
That's
Tjur's here for this.
that's an easy one that we can do remotely too.
Yeah, it is.
Like those ones are great. So even if we can't get together physically, that one is
Yeah,
good
nice
to
long
know.
discussion about terrible things we've done with spells before.
Oh my God, yes, because
Or other game mechanics.
I would love to abuse these things.
Yes.
Let me talk about the Grim Lords.
Grimlore's Grimlore.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, Grim.
There's that, and then there's you know,
There's so much. Like,
things like the dive bomb mechanic that we haven't seen on stream yet, but may come into play at some point. in time.
Well, we've got flying characters, so it could.
right, and those things where I'm like, hey, can we do cold shots? Sure.
Yeah.
If you want everyone else to take cold
That-
shots against you.
That's the thing. I added
And I was
cold
like-
shots. I added cold shots to our homebrew. Nobody has ever used them because I put that stipulation out there. If you can, they can.
I'm on board with that, but like it can't be a one-on-one
Mm-hmm.
tactic. Everyone's gonna have to sign up for that.
Yeah.
And I'm used to it from Warhammer,
Mhm.
where it's like you roll, then reverse the numbers,
you-
and that tells you what body part they hit.
Right.
And you can do cold shots, and I'm like,
You aim for a specific body part and it does certain things.
but you take minuses. It's like taking disadvantages.
Like you can aim at the head, but it's a -5 to hit.
Yeah,
Well,
like your
what
DC.
it is actually is
goes
that
up.
it gives them a boost to the armor class.
So it's like your DC goes
Same
up on
thing,
your
though.
head,
Yeah, same
and you're
thing
like,
effectively.
and if especially
But
as a
when it
low level,
connects,
oh, you'll blast their head off their shoulders. But as a low level character, you're like, I want to shoot them in the eye hole of their helm, and you're like, okay, well, you maybe shot them in the foot. Great,
right off the helmet.
I'm real bad at this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we can start doing this in Archaia if people want. I would love to see called shots with some of the magical.
Uh-huh.
I'm here for it. Like, and I also, because I grew up playing Warhammer, I like the levels of success. Like, you rolled so many times higher, so that's how much extra damage you do, or
Mhm.
you get Ulrich's Fury, where it's like,
Oh,
you
God.
crit on your damage, roll it again.
Mhm.
Oh, you crit on your damage, roll it again. And then you accidentally one-shot the BBEG on session 3, and they're like,
Well,
okay,
that,
oh, they were their nephew. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
you guys-
good.
You guys won't one shot the BBEG unless you can find them.
Right. And also, thinking of that,
It's Cedric. No.
I will be 0% surprised. Because if nothing else, you were going to be the largest danger to our whole party this whole set.
Cedric he doesn't even know it.
Right.
He's like, no, honestly, I'm giving you the best that I can. I'm like,
if lizard folk could sweat, Korth would have been sweating
Oh,
bullets
right.
at all
I
class.
love that too much. I love you earlier.
No.
Cedric was made specifically for a one shot because of how much of a disaster he is, and here he is now.
Oh, buddy, we are gonna lean into that. You're coming back.
Everybody loves Cedric.
If you ever want to contact him,
Wee!
I just have to go.
Hey,
Yeah.
Gilderoy Lockhart. And it's such a fun thing to play into. Go for it.
You guys are all going to get to contact Grim.
Yep.
Yep.
It'll be in the
Oh, boy.
I can't wait to hear Tjur talking to Grim.
I'll have to write it out
Assuming-
beforehand.
Yep.
Assuming Tjur can even make the Arcana check to cast the spell.
I mean,
Tjur will probably pocket the fucking sending stuff.
Hmm.
If that's what he did.
All right.
easy target though. The
Yeah.
easiest target you'll ever have.
With that said, that's where we're calling our end of session. We will be back in a month on the first Thursday of August.
Yes.
I will be playing from a field.
You'll be playing from a field.
Yep, because I will be on vacation.
Well, just like your character, I'm sure you are outstanding in the field.
Uh-oh.
It'll be Gen Con. Okay, well, maybe we need to pick an alternate,
Yes.
On the Thursday.
an alternate week.
Okay.
If that works.
I mean,
This is the D&D scheduling dilemma.
Right.
What do we want to do? Play D&D. When do we want to do it?
Whenever.
Right.
Get at least 75% of the group at one table.
I can't play on Thursday.
Mhm.
I will be at war from the 28th to the 14th.
Oof.
So I am more than willing to play from a field any of those days, except August 7th, because I'm bartending for the Kingdom's party, and it is a Hobbit themed thing for the 50th anniversary of Pennsic.
So,
And I'm making the menu tomorrow.
while we're checking this out, let me get the calendar. Is the 7th a Thursday?
No, that is a Monday.
Okay, well then we're in the clear there.
Okay, so you can't do the 3rd. The 10th is the next one.
So can you do the 10th?
Of August.
Yes.
Let me double check something.
This is a real D&D
Your
game.
calendar is free, literally, except for that first Thursday.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
copy.
So if everyone
I'm
can
good.
do
You gonna
August
start
10th,
this?
then
All right.
then we will do August 10th for our next session. And we will see whomever, well, we won't see them, but they might, whomever is watching from the internet will see us.
Yay! Shortly after my birthday.
Honestly, I would like if we can do more sessions in person.
Yes,
This
me
is
too.
this is more real to me.
This is
It is. I like being with my people. The energy is different.
It is.
Yes.
Less technical problems this way too.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Oh
not
my
doing
gosh,
this
yeah.
11 things that are happening. And that's cool. And if you guys want to continue to do, like, we take turns, people making food and whatnot, like, that makes it easy. So we
Mhm.
don't have to order things
Alright.
and wait for it to show up.
Well,
Yeah.
we should let the internet go.
Oh yeah.
Bye everybody.